Hey there, I'm Kendra Perry. I am a functional health expert and I am the high energy nutritionist. So you're watching this video because you are fucking tired every single day and you feel like you've tried everything and you're probably worried that you're never going to get back to feeling energetic and you might be doomed to feel like crap forever. So in this video, I'm going to go through the three main causes, yet very uncommonly discussed causes of fatigue and what you can do about it, because you're probably wondering, what's the deal? Like, why do you feel so burnt out on a regular basis, despite getting sleep, despite eating healthy, despite exercising? So number one is copper toxicity. And this is actually incredibly common for women. A lot of women are struggling with copper toxicity because estrogen drives copper up in the body. So women have more estrogen to men, hence making them more susceptible to copper toxicity. Now, why does copper toxicity cause fatigue? Well, copper is involved in the energy cycle. And when copper is toxic, it becomes biounavailable, so unusable by the body. So therefore, there's no copper for that energy cycle. And then chronic, relentless, debilitating fatigue is a very, very common symptom of copper toxicity. So who's at risk for copper toxicity? Well, any woman who's been on hormonal birth control at any point in their life, even if it was decades ago, the pill, the IUD, the ring, the patch, any synthetic estrogen is going to drive up copper. The copper IUD also will cause copper toxicity. So if you are on the copper IUD or you've been on the copper IUD, this will cause copper toxicity. So will drinking water out of copper pipes. And if your mother was on birth control, there is a good chance that she passed down that copper toxicity to you. So what is the solution for copper toxicity? Well, you can start by removing the source, getting off birth control, removing the copper IUD, stopping drinking water from copper pipes. You probably will need to filter your water if you do have copper pipes in your home. You can also do things that increase bile, because actually the way that copper leaves the body is through bile. So digestive bitters are great for this. Taurine is great for this. And so are coffee enemas. Most people are scared about those, but they actually work really well. But if you really want to unwind copper toxicity, if you're someone who was on birth control for a very substantial proportion of your adult life, then hair mineral analysis testing is the best way to do this. You need to get the body back into balance and raise the energy of the body so the body can even start to detox some of that biounavailable copper. It's a very hard mineral to detox, meaning that the body needs to have a lot of energy and to be in a very good place in terms of minerals in order to do so. So that's number one, copper toxicity. Number two is another mineral. It's actually iodine deficiency. So iodine is very important. There's receptors for iodine in every single cell in your body, and your thyroid hormone is actually made from iodine. So T4 and T3 are made from iodine. So the thyroid is the regulator of the metabolism. It gives you energy. So if you don't have iodine to make those thyroid hormones, you're likely going to have a thyroid issue and you're going to feel fatigued no matter what you do. So who is at risk for iodine deficiency? Anyone with hypothyroid, with Hashimoto's, but also people who drink tap water, because chemicals that are in tap water like fluoride, chloramine, and chlorine are called the halides, and they actually compete with the iodine on the receptors. So even if you're eating enough iodine in your diet, if your receptors are clogged with halides, then that iodine will not get into the iodine transport system. A lot of us have drank tap water for a big portion of our lives, so a lot of us are at risk just from currently drinking or previously drinking tap water. Eating inorganic strawberries has bromine on it. Bromine is used to spray on strawberries that are not organic, and bromine is also a halide, so it can also compete with that iodine receptor. Bromine is also found in mattresses, couches. A lot of furniture will off-gas bromine, so that's how it can get into your system. And of course, if you don't have a good dietary intake of iodine, and primarily you're going to get iodine from things like kelp and seaweed. So what do? Number one, you need to filter your tap water. You cannot drink tap water and not expect to have iodine deficiency. So filter your tap water, filter your shower head water, because some of these things you can actually absorb through your skin because they have low vapor points, so they get absorbed through your skin. You can also make sure you're getting enough dietary intake of iodine. I love kelp from Nature's Way. That's the one I recommend. And then I love marine phytoplankton. The one I use is Oceans Alive. That's a really good way to up your intake of iodine. But to really unravel the iodine deficiency, you need to address the thyroid. You also do need to address all the minerals. Again, hair mineral analysis is the primary tool that I use to unwind iodine deficiency in clients. So that's number 2, iodine deficiency. Number 3 is chronic gut infections. So common. I see chronic gut infections in so many people that I work with. I'm always testing for them. And why do these cause fatigue? Well, because they cause inflammation. They interfere with your absorption and digestion of minerals, of vitamins. They cause malabsorption. And anything that interrupts your digestion and prevents you from getting those main building blocks that you need to function is going to interfere with your energy level. Infections also greatly stress the immune system, and if your immune system is in overdrive, that is going to affect your energy as well. So, who is at risk for getting infections? Well, all of us are. You actually don't need to travel to a foreign country to get infected, although that does increase your risk. But we are actually ingesting hundreds, if not thousands, of organisms on a daily basis. So, a lot of us are getting exposed. A lot of us do have infections in our gut, and the best way to do this is actually with testing. So I love the GI map. This is the stool test that I use to identify infections in clients, but it's expensive. If you can't afford testing, then I recommend doing a product called Biocidin. It's from a company called Biobotanical Research. Doing that for 60 days because that is generally the minimum amount of time you need to do to address gut infections. To prevent gut infections, you need to make sure that your immune system is healthy by making sure you're not too stressed, by not consuming alcohol, by eating a healthy diet, but also making sure that you have healthy levels of stomach acid. So that really acidic environment in your gut or in your stomach is what prevents those organisms that we're constantly ingesting from ending up in our lower GI tract. So I usually recommend that people do things like apple cider vinegar. The bitters I mentioned before will help stimulate that stomach acid, or even taking stomach acid in the form of betaine hydrochloric acid with pepsin is a really good way to make sure you have enough stomach acid to prevent infection so that you don't further get infected. So those are my primary 3 causes of fatigue: copper toxicity, iodine deficiency, and chronic gut infections. If you want to get more information on these causes, plus 2 more really common causes of fatigue that are also relatively unknown, and then get those actionable tips, those actionable steps so that you can crawl out of the burnout ditch, reverse that chronic exhaustion, and get that much needed energy that you deserve. You can actually grab my free Endless Energy Quick Guide. You can just click on the link below this video. Super juicy, tons of information. It'll tell you exactly what you need to reverse this debilitating fatigue that is ruining your life. I hope you love it. And if you like this video, make sure to like it, share it with your friends, leave me a friendly comment, or if you have questions, I'm happy to answer them and I will reply, I promise. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Talk to you next time.